After a very freaking long time of waiting, we finally got the car parts for the MR2. Essentially because we got some car parts that are coming in. One of them is gonna be a downpipe. So I'm very excited with that. I'm actually gonna be keeping the stock muffler on the MR2, so not too sure how it's gonna sound, but I'm hoping it sounds pretty good with just the downpipe. But the main reason why I got the downpipe was because we have some maintenance that needs to get done on the MR2. It's been leaking oil from the oil cooler housing, and in order to access that, I have to take off the downpipe. And I thought to myself, and I was like, well, if I'm gonna take it off, I might as well replace it and get something that I actually want. So we got a downpipe install for you guys today. I'm really freaking excited because, like I said, I've been waiting a very long time for this part, but due to everything that's been going on in Texas, there was a bit of a delay on that. And we also got some coilovers in, but I'll be installing those in a separate video. So this is the intercooler piping that I painted last night. So it comes with a bracket, some hardware, and a new gasket. Damn, that looks good. I ordered the ceramic coated one, so this one is ceramic coated, keep some heat out. Oh man, that's a beauty. All right, so from here, next thing we got to do is take off the heat shield. So my goal right now is just to take off as much as I can before I end up lifting the car in the air. And these bolts I'm actually gonna go ahead and just hand tighten back in here so that I don't lose them. I'm probably gonna end up like brushing this guy, or at least spraying it with some temp paint, so it looks decent. Ah, oh, damn, something I should have done was freaking giving you guys a sound comparison. That would have been a good thing to do. Is it worth putting the whole thing back together so you guys can hear it? No heat shield? Yeah, sure, why not? All right, let's do it. Alright, so I don't know how that ended up sounding, but point is, y'all better give me some freaking likes because I put everything back together just so you guys could hear it. I have no idea what the video picked up, but fingers crossed, you guys got a good little sound comparison before everything. Oil filter is right here. This is what I'm talking about. Look, this is literally the downpipe right here. So if you had just driven the car and you take it to go get an oil change, or you do the oil change yourself, you have a chance to burn yourself right here and right here. And it's ridiculous. And there goes oil. Shoot. Okay. Oh, sick. It made it. Okay, so as of right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts hold it all together. I've sprayed 5 of them, so there's one more. I think I'm only gonna have access to it from the bottom, so I'm gonna go and disconnect it from the bottom. So I would be lying to you guys if I didn't say that I ended up quitting yesterday. I got frustrated to the point where I cried. And that's what happens. It happens sometimes when you're working on cars. For those people who tell you that working on cars is just super easy and it's nice and dandy, it's not. It was very frustrating. I actually ended up running into some problems with the exhaust manifold. I thought that taking off the exhaust manifold would be a lot easier to actually access everything that was in my way. Unfortunately, the exhaust manifold ended up breaking 2 bolts. Huge bummer. It broke one, and the other one stripped. I was able to go ahead and remove the other one and then take one of the studs that was off of the 2JZ, because the 2JZ now has titanium shortened studs. So I took off one of the old studs that was on there and managed to make it work with one. But I do have a broken stud on the exhaust manifold now, which freaking sucks. So I'm gonna try to go ahead and find a different way. I'm thinking about going ahead and removing the AC compressor, just because I don't even have AC in the car. Like, I don't even have heat. So I'm thinking about either removing that or possibly just, you know, moving it out of the way for now, just so I can go ahead and get access to what I need to get access to. But yeah, we ran into some problems, and realistically that's just what happens sometimes. But nonetheless, we're gonna go ahead and make the best out of today. It's a new day, and so let's get right to it. So essentially this is where we left off. So the downpipe is able to move. If I take this pry bar, you can see that the downpipe can move, but it's being held in by the 2 brackets that are down there, and they're very, very hard to access. The oil cooler itself is also able to go ahead and come off, but it's still connected by the heater hose from hell on earth. So I have literally no possibility of getting it out, and that's what sucks, because I'm over here freaking struggling like all day yesterday trying to figure out a way to get it off. So I even ended up removing the thermostat housing over here, and as you can see, I have full access to this guy, but it's being held in by the hose on oh my god, it's being held on from the hose on from hell on earth, and I'm assuming that I'm gonna have to take off the AC bracket here. I do really want to just remove and like take off the AC compressor, because there's really no need for me to have it whatsoever. But yeah, this is basically where we're at. So it's been a frustrating process for sure, but nonetheless, we're gonna go ahead and get through it. My AC doesn't work, so I ended up just fully taking out the AC compressor and the AC lines. Luckily, there was no like liquid or anything like that. So environment, you're healthy, you're good. I don't know if it was drained in the past or what it was, but there was literally like nothing. I also, now that it was like fully empty, I was able to get access to all this freaking space now that the AC compressor's out. So I got the oil cooler out, and just finished up getting the bracket on the inside where the downpipe is gonna go. We're pretty much gonna be able to be good to go. I'm gonna take it out, take off the O2 sensor, plug it into the other one, and take care of all the heater hose from hell, the heater hose from hell on earth. But I'm gonna put my GoPro down there, see if you guys can kind of get a visual. But essentially, that oil cooler right there is what I had to get access to. The heater hose from hell on earth is back there, and then the heater hose from hell on earth, I believe, is this guy, which is a little black silicone hose. And then there's another one back there, which is the hose from hell on earth. Hose from hell, my bad. But yeah, so pretty much almost done with this project here. Like I said, this has not been an easy process. I was warned by a lot of other MR2 owners, like on Facebook, you know, just from talking to them and stuff, that this is one heck of a job. Most people end up just taking the whole engine out, because taking the engine out is actually a lot easier than what I'm doing right now. But I like challenges, and I'm sure I'm not the first one, but I'm probably one of the first ones to actually document it, because I've gone through YouTube and I haven't seen anything in regards to doing this. So it's been one heck of a process. But I'll also show you guys like what it's like from the bottom. So you can see here, this is from right here. Essentially, this is a big old mess. But this is basically what you see from down here. So a bunch of stuff. The bracket that was connected to this guy was right here, is connected there and connected to up there. So that guy is now off, which would end up being this piece of crap. The AC compressor, AC lines. So hopefully we'll have a bit of a cleaner look when it comes to the engine bay. But yeah, that big old downpipe is now gonna be gone. So I'm excited to finally get this thing freaking off, because I've been dealing with this since yesterday. So we finally freaking got it out. Oh my god, dude. First of all, this thing's heavy as hell. Second of all, it's a big old freaking chunk, dude. It's actually ridiculous how big this thing is. But yeah, it's freaking ridiculous. Obviously it kind of looks like, you know, it's not gonna work, but I thought I was like low-key tripping out, but once you actually like line it up, it's literally the exact same thing. So this is a lot smaller, a lot lighter too. This is a freaking chungus, dude. Like, I can't even pick it up with one hand. Like I'm not even, it's not even that like I'm weak, it's just that heavy. This is super light. So yeah, we got that. I still got to go ahead and take care of the hoses, the heater hose from hell and the heater hose from hell on earth. I still got to take care of those and clean up the oil cooler, change out all the O-rings on that. So that's the first thing I got to do before I'm even going to think about installing the downpipe, because yeah, I'm also going to take care of all the rest of the stuff that I have to, or not have to, but like that I feel like deleting on there, because there's a few other like little brackets and stuff that hold in the AC compressor that I can now get rid of, and it'll make the engine bay a lot cleaner too. And I'm also thinking about deleting the cruise control, because one, I never use it, and two, it doesn't work. It's just kind of one of those things that you kind of get when you know, purchase a 30-year-old car. There's certain things that don't work. It could be a freaking fuse, but regardless, I don't want it. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and make this engine bay as clean as I can right now that I have the opportunity, that everything's basically taken apart. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're gonna do. But I'm gonna go take care of that oil cooler right away and start replacing all the O-rings on it. So it is now like 12:30. I started at 9. Working on an MR2, I would not wish that upon my worst enemy. I'm just glad that I'm taking care of all the preventative maintenance that I need to in the back of the engine, because dude, I've been struggling with like this and the other hose for about an hour now, like just trying to get it out. It's not been fun. One of the hoses is already in. This is the last one that needs to go in. I just need to make sure I got to slip on the clamps first. But yeah, dude, this car has been a struggle. Like, for real. I'm gonna show you guys real quick. So I got the hose back on right there. The only issue is obviously, I mean, not issue, but it's a little dirty, just because, you know, I didn't really have the, you know, cleanest hands when I've been working on it. So yeah, I haven't had exactly the cleanest hands, but it's in nonetheless. I'm just taking care of everything, deleting everything that I need to, all the brackets and crap, and then I'm gonna wash this thing because she's dirty after having to like lay across it. Like I've literally I've had to lay across like back here. Like my legs are like over here, you know, and I'm like stomach on the freaking intake side and like just weird crazy positions because I can't freaking reach those hoses. But I finally got them out. I ended up just cutting them out because they were a pain in the ass. It's got all new O-rings now. Those are all the old ones, and they were definitely really solid. So I'm pretty sure this is gonna, you know, help with the leak basically, because as you guys might have been able to see from there, it's pretty freaking dirty. So if it's still leaking after this, there's only one other place that I can think of, and that's gonna be the oil pump. And if that's the case, I'm either gonna take it to a shop or I'm dropping the engine, because I'm not gonna be freaking dealing with this, which is gonna suck if I had to drop it, because then I could have just taken care of all this at the same time. But it is what it is. I don't really care. This is definitely an experience, and at least I was able to film it for you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and continue and get this last hose on, and then install the downpipe. Just make sure everything's tight and connected. So you can see I'm hella tired, so I just want to get this over with. So as I mentioned before, everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong. My oil filter housing ended up cross-threading. Luckily, one of my neighbors is a machinist, and I want to just give a huge shout out to Jeff for saving my day, basically saving the oil cooler housing. He ended up tapping it so that, you know, everything works perfectly fine, and that's the case. So now everything is all good to go. The downpipe is basically ready to go ahead and get back in. Everything else is pretty much ready to go. So I'm gonna show you guys real quick. So as you can see here, the oil filter housing is in there, so we're good. Downpipe goes there. We have the hose back ready to go. So it's really just a matter of buttoning stuff up. I deleted the big old air box over there, and I'm gonna attach a cone air filter to help get it a little more air. We got rid of the bracket and the AC compressor all the way over here, so we're all clear there as well. But yeah, pretty much almost set to go, almost finished up. It's just the finishing touches at this point. So as you guys can see here, we got the whole engine bay taken care of. I do now have a K&N intake filter on the actual hose, or on the pipe now. I do need to go ahead and develop like a bracket for it, but you can see all the space that's cleared up. There's a lot more space back here as well, as I mentioned before, and right here.
MR2.